I did it. Packed up one more time. I think that this one was my best pack yet. Pretty crammed. Nice. Looks good. Texada or bust.
Texada or bust.
Woo! I'm back here at my favorite little vlog editing spot from a few days ago. Remember, I'm here back at Earl's Cove. I think I accidentally called it Saltery Bay last time I was here, but now I know better. And we were the fourth car in line this time. On our way to Texada Island by way of Powell River. Those ducks from my last video are here again today. Yay, maybe even more than last time. You know, I'm always a little bit leery of filming people's private property. But wow! Look at this weird zombie mermaid car. Huh. So while we are leaving this section of the Sunshine Coast for this tour, we just booked a return show, well, a show in Seashell for August 24th at the Lighthouse Pub. So we will be back before the summer's out, which is exciting. We'll probably try to book a couple of these places back and do a second little round of this area. Thanks to this handy map, we can do today's journey. We have just done this long and twisty drive. All the way. You really felt all of this. The left, right, the left, right, the left, right. Up this highway to Earl's Cove. Then we take this cool little ferry route. Then a relatively short drive to Powell River before we get onto the island. And thankfully, our show is on this side of the island here in Van Anda. I always forget just how long this island is. It stretches essentially from Half Moon Bay all the way up to Powell River. Very long, big island, but it's not that touristy as far as the Gulf Islands go. Now this is a really good place to set that parking brake. Yikes.
Touch my skin, baby, stop. About to sin, yet I'm gonna escape. Oh, anyway, I drove back. Self-control, stay for another day. Please don't turn those beautiful eyes on me, 'cause I can't stand it. Making me weak in the knees. Away. There's just too many people around to watch me fall. And I'm falling for you, falling for you. Yeah, I'm falling.
Woo! Yay! that's the stressful part of the trip out of the way. We have officially made both ferries. Yes! The thing was, we had a lot of time to make our ferries, but the way the ferries were organized today was such that if one of them filled up, we wouldn't be able to make it onto the island until like 7:25, and our show was at 7. So, but now we'll be there with time to spare. We showed up to the ferry 2 hours early just to be safe, but we were actually pretty far from being first car in line here, but comfortably made the ferry with time to spare. Yay! Next stop, Texada, for the second time in my life and the first time in a few years now. Okay, I am on board the North Island Princess. Actually, I don't know what's going on. I thought the boat would leave at 4:15. I actually had to run to my car because it left at 2:30. I checked the website again afterwards, and it still seems to say there's not supposed to be a boat till 4:30, but literally everyone else in line seemed to be on the same page. I don't know what website I'm on. Oh well. But I thought I'd make a little video because this is actually not only the oldest boat that we're going to be on this trip, it's also the oldest boat in the entire fleet. The reason it's called the North Island Princess is because it was built in 1958 to service the towns in the northern side of Vancouver Island that were not accessible by car. Not sure if they are now. I still think a lot of them aren't. And this was before BC Ferries even existed. I forget what the company that made this boat was called. But in 1969, BC Ferries bought out the company and this ship with it. And then they weren't super satisfied with it because you couldn't fit trucks on it. It was a very small little boat. It could only fit a small amount of cars. So what they did is, in 1971, they took it to a little dry dock in Vancouver. And they actually cut it into 4 parts and they lengthened it. Made the whole boat longer. Which is kind of clever. And yeah, so they moved it around to a few routes until in 1979 they finally started it on this one. And so if you were to go from Powell River to Texada Island 40 years ago, you would have taken this same boat we're on now, but not for long. They say they're replacing it next year. There's a major rock quarry on this island. It's more an industry island than a tourism island. We're here for business. We have arrived in Van Anda. And here is where we're playing tonight. Really cool. Look at this view off the outside deck, but we will be inside here in the bar. Hooray! Cool little setup. I imagine we'll be around here. Not bad. Well, this is really cool. A 19th century picture of what I assume is, well, it's not this wharf because it says it burned down, but I imagine it's in this place. Cool. And a whole bunch of pictures of old boats. Oh, it's all the SS Chesaliki. I'll have to look up that boat. Neat. Beautiful view here on Texada. They use this island mainly for industry, as I said, in the rock quarry. They mine limestone, and you can tell just looking down that the whole island, big chunks of it are made out of the limestone. You can tell why it's such a successful industry area. Daddy. And what a beautiful view from here. So cool. So I can now confirm that this is the spot of the original pier that was built in the 1800s before it collapsed in 1899 and was rebuilt. I wonder if it's been rebuilt more than once. I mean, I know wood doesn't last forever. And it's also the site of, oh wow, with the BC ferry coming from Comox in the background. Look how far I can zoom in on that guy. But it was here where it says the SS Cheslaki, I believe it was, sank in 1913, so that's 106 years ago now. And it says that at least 8 people died. They don't have an exact total, but at least 8 people died when that happened, and they eventually saved the ship and kept using it until World War II or so, after which point it was scrapped. But always love the cool little small town history of this, of not just this area, but all the little towns I visit on my way. Also, I don't know if this is what this is, but there's a big metal sort of boomerang shaped pole in the ground. I wonder what that's for. Huh. Now that's fascinating. There's some sort of wreckage down there. Is that like a fishing reel of some sort? I don't know, but it looks as though it's been there a long time. Huh. I found a deer. Hello. It's a very small deer. It's a little baby. After a lot of travel today, and the last few days, we have made it quite dusty. It is time for rock. I'm really liking how we're getting our stage set up here. It's looking really good. Texada Island, rock and roll time. Have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know. Have you ever seen the rain? Coming down on a sunny day. Yesterday, days before, sun is cold and rain is hard. I know, been that way for all my time. Till forever on it goes, through the circle fast and slow. Have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know. Have you ever seen the rain? Coming down on a sunny day. I wanna know. Have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know. Have you ever seen the rain? Coming down on a sunny day. I am just so jealous of that sign.
Not so far.
Says like play like I took it for a ride. It says like water will stick to the water slide. And I guess that girl took it to heart when I said, fuck the town and get a talk. And she's addicted, I'm feeling like her habit. I'll either give it to her more or I'll make her rehab it. You know what they say when you go leaning. You never go back. Sorry for me, Jack. Sing for me, baby. She thinks she's my right now, but she's just my late. Scream for me, Jack. They can't tell. so I'll just get my guitar and I'll take a scream for me. Just sing for me, baby. She thinks she's my right now, but she's just my lady. Scream for me, just sing for me. Oh, scream for me. Oh, sing for me. Scream for me, just. I think she's my right now, but she's just my late lady.
That was a long day, and I am excited to sleep. We were on 2 ferries, and we did a lot of driving, and we got 2 ferries and a lot of driving tomorrow. Tomorrow night, we settle down in Campbell River, where we'll be for, like, what is it, the better part of a week, I think, we'll be in Campbell River. But tonight we did our show at Texada Island, at the Texada Island Inn in Van Anda here. It was a really cool show. There's not a lot of tourism on Texada, so they're always excited to get, I almost said local music, the opposite of that, outside music from off the island. It's an interesting culture here because it's mostly locals who spent most of their lives here on the island. Met a lot of really nice people today, and really excited to come back before 2019's out. Leenie and I will do another little West Coast to BC tour before the year's out, just from the amount of people that have already invited us back, and that awesome gig at the Lighthouse in Seashelt that we have booked for August. So that was a long day, and I am excited for sleep, but I'll catch you tomorrow for the big vlog of us not doing a gig tomorrow, but making our long trek over to Campbell River. Should be fun. Hooray!